What's up, guys? So, UFC Fight Pass Invitational 10, I believe, just happened, and a lot of you guys wanted to hear my reactions to the event. First, before I even get into this reactionary video, I just want to say no reactions, no results are that important to me. I don't have anything against any of the athletes in this video, and just like you guys, even though I'm an athlete, I am also a fan of jiu-jitsu. I created this YouTube channel to be a fan and talk about shit that I want to talk about, and that includes these really big let's say event breakdowns. I'll do more, just like I do my own. I'll do more um of these because I actually really enjoy these videos and I want to help jiu-jitsu grow, even if it's just a little bit. Yes, I have a mustache now. I am in Florida. Florida men have mustaches, so I will keep this mustache at least for another week. Hopefully you guys hate it. Anyways, on to the matches, right? So our first match was Carlos Enrique versus Victor Debero or Debero, blah, blah, blah. I'm not Brazilian. I know it may look like it, but I'm not Brazilian. So we'll call him Victor D. This match, I'll tell you guys what my predictions were, and I'll show the actual screenshot of my predictions right here. But I was pretty spot on for this tournament. Besides the path to victory, which means my bet doesn't mean shit. Pat Downey was telling me that. He was like, "Man, you had good guesses, but the way betting works, those are losses because I didn't choose the path to victory correctly." So I guess I'm good at choosing results. I'm not good at choosing specific paths to victory. So you know if you know. So initially, I had picked Carlos Enrique. The reason I picked Carlos Enrique to win this match was because he had gotten second at Nogi Pans, and I think he did pretty good at Nogi Worlds at Black Belt. And I don't know too much about Victor. I know he's out of fight sports, which is funny enough the gym that I'm about to train out at in about 3 days. But it was a pretty good match, At the end of the day, Carlos ended up getting a triangle / armbar. I can't remember if he finished the triangle or if he finished with the armbar. Regardless, he got a submission. Good match. The next was Alex Enriquez over Julia Alves. Okay, I don't know much about Julia Alves. Alex Enriquez, on the other hand, is an OG. Ever since I started training jiu-jitsu and competing at trials, I've done like 3 or 4 trials. I can't remember anymore. She's been there. She's been placing at pretty much every trials that I know of. She's competed at ADCC, I think, multiple times. She's an OG. She gets the victory via rear naked choke. It was a very beautiful strangle. Now, in my opinion, match of the night, Achilles Rocha over Nathan Haddad. This one sparked a shit ton of controversy. For me, Nathan is from my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. We actually wrestled in the same wrestling club, Invicta, under Coach Isaac Knable. But one of the things that really set this match off for me was Nathan's ability to continue to wrestle and kind of play between. I'm looking at these results right here, guys. It was Nathan's ability to kind of scrimmage wrestle, which Gordon kind of talks about a lot. I really don't even know what scrimmage wrestling means. I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. But it was this idea that Nathan just was wrestling through positions, and then Achilles was doing the same, man. I don't know. I mean, this was the best match of the night. I really like both guys a lot. They're both really good wrestlers. Achilles' elbow pass is literally, I wish I could hit it the way he hits it. And man, it's so beautiful. Maybe I'll start trying to hit it like that. But Achilles gets the nod over Nathan in a really tight decision win where it was 2-2. Nathan kind of had in my opinion, controversial 2-point takedown because he was kind of more on the side instead of actually chest connected to the back. And I think that's kind of what led to the overall decision going Achilles' way. Regardless, great match. My favorite match of the night. The next match, guys, was Helena Cravar over Maggie Grindadi, right? This one was crazy. Sorry that I'm not looking at the camera, but you guys just can listen. You guys don't have to see me making eye contact with you, right? Helena, literally a stud. Best, in my opinion, prospect man or woman around right now. She's like what Gordon was when Gordon had just started doing the EBIs and breaking out. You know that there's something special there. Even though she didn't win ADCC, she got second. You know that she is a monster, and she will probably win the next 4 or 5 ADCC tournaments, including probably the absolutes. She is so amazing. Maggie is really amazing too. Multiple time black belt world champion. She's also won Euros, etc., etc. I'm not sure if she competed at ADCC or not, but she's amazing. Helena gets literally the submission of the night, actually, I would say. I don't know if I said someone else had it, but easily Helena over Maggie Grindadi with that beautiful calf slicer combo with rear naked choke. I don't know what that's called, but all I know is I don't want to be put in it. Very beautiful match. Next was Cassia Moura over Sarah Galvao. I called this one. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. This was like the classic Brazil versus Brazil wrestling match. Very good, very action oriented. You guys can see I'm sweating. This Florida heat is different. This one was pretty much a toss up, but I had seen Cassia on FPI Fight Pass Invitational a couple of times. Very good wrestler, very greedy, very stingy. And she won by points. Next was Andy Murasaki over Daniel Satler. Right, Andy Murasaki. I love Andy Murasaki. He's one of my favorites. Daniel Satler this year has just gone crazy. I guess the first time I heard about him was when he did that crazy like flying armbar or triangle against Max Hansen. Max being one of my technical teammates from Pedigo Submission Fighting, although he trains out of Adamus, which is a affiliate. Daniel Satler versus Andy Murasaki was guaranteed fireworks. Andy Murasaki looked amazing en route to getting a very, very beautiful heel hook. I believe it was from backside 50-50, but I can't remember, honestly. I'm getting old and this mustache does not hold memories. Next was Ronaldo Jr. over Felipe Costa. Just pretty much another normal Ronaldo Jr. match. Extremely boring, but extremely technical. Ronaldo Jr. keeps showing people that being an IBJJF champion is actually a freaking good thing. I was talking about one of my friends who's also an IBJJF champion, and lots of the IBJJF guys get a really bad rep for just sucking. They're like, oh, IBJJF sucks. You hear B Team talking about it. You hear New Wave. You hear a lot of people talking about how being an IBJJF champion doesn't actually mean you're good at jiu-jitsu. And this is another example of that is BS, especially at the black belt level. In the past couple months, Ronaldo Jr., multiple-time IBJJF Nogi world champion, has beaten Felipe Costa, ADCC bronze medalist, and Jay Rodriguez, ADCC silver medalist, in matches that, in my opinion, were not controversial, especially if you actually watch the matches. Ronaldo is so good at passing, especially from headquarters with his knee cut. He's got really good wrestling. He's heavy on the head with his collar ties. I mean, he's pretty much got the full package, and he has that super amazing anaconda choke and Darce combo. How can you not love the guy? So Ronaldo gets the win over another ADCC medalist, proving once again that IBJJF is indeed a legitimate organization. Next was the match I looked forward to the most, in my opinion, just because I'm from Montreal. I live in Montreal, and I know Brianna pretty well. She's amazing. It was BSM, Brianna St. Marie, over Liz Clay, Battle of Black Belt World Champions. Liz won black belt pans this year, but actually ended up falling to Brianna via rear naked choke at Nogi Worlds this year, in I believe the absolute division. Brianna hits the most slick Von Flu choke. Pretty much no one knew what had happened until we had a good little replay of it. BSM is super slick. I'm actually not that surprised. I called the submission here. People called me crazy because Liz has a win over Brianna years and years ago. But as we know, results from years ago don't mean a damn thing, especially when you see people progressing and people have momentum, which BSM clearly had momentum. Talking about momentum, Renato Canuto over Taza. Love Taza. I'm a tri-star guy through and through right now. But he kind of looked a little lackluster. Like, one of the things I always can criticize about Taza is amazing. Taza is a much better grappler than me. But one of the things is Taza's so good at not getting submitted, but he often kind of lacks the ability to get off very much offense, and it's almost like he doesn't have like that explosive muscle. There were many times where Taza was in really good positions to run through or finish a sweep or a takedown, and he kind of just didn't. And I really wonder what that is. But Renato Canuto with another dominant win over Taza. It wasn't a submission, but it was dominant. And then finally getting to our final match, Victor Hugo versus Nicky Rod. I called Victor Hugo over Nicky Rod. People said I was crazy. This is no hate towards Nicky Rod. He is still, in my opinion, one of the pound-for-pound best grapplers in the world. Victor Hugo is just that guy. Victor Hugo is now 4-0 against Nicky Rod. I did not call a rear naked choke, which is what Victor Hugo got, but that's what happened. I did call the win, though. If you guys know Victor Hugo, again, these IBJJF champions often get sandbagged or shit-talked on because, the IBJJF is not the cool kids. Oh, there's a train. But doesn't matter because Victor Hugo is that guy, multiple-time ADCC vet. I'm not sure Victor ever medaled at ADCC. Don't believe so. He ended up getting sniped at CJI versus Australian kid, forget his name, Lucas Kennard. But he has not lost it to Nicky Rod yet. And one thing that Mikey Musumeci said that I thought was a really good technical point, especially for me when I'm playing guard as a bigger guy now, is the way that Victor Hugo utilizes a high knee shield and gets a 2-on-1 on the opponent's far wrist to pretty much prevent any ability to do body lock passing. Something that Mikey also said that I kind of agreed with. And again, Nicky Rod's a way better you know, he's a better grappler than me, right? He's proven, but as a fan, I can say these things, and as a jiu-jitsu nerd, I can say these things. It seemed like Nicky Rod was really stuck on one game plan, and it kind of gassed him in the long run. He was trying to camp and get into a body lock, and Victor was just kind of doing a good job not letting that happen, being extremely patient. I saw people say Victor was stalling. It's not stalling. If you mess up even for a second, Nicky Rod's gonna kill you. But at the other end, Victor Hugo's gonna kill you too. I was really surprised to see Victor's ability to utilize the Uchimata and then kind of win the height, like win head height and get the scramble, and then finish the rear naked choke in the way that everyone's like, never finish a rear naked choke that way. It was super beautiful, especially with the context of Victor Hugo going 0-1 at CJI and Nicky Rod winning the whole damn tournament on top of being a two-time ADCC finalist. Again, people were calling Victor Hugo the underdog, which is kind of ridiculous. I call Victor Hugo winning. Victor Hugo was 3-0 versus Nicky Rod, and he seems to kind of have like that. He kind of has that big man game where he's really good against athletic heavyweights, right? He's 270. He's a really flexible guard. He's a very disciplined guard. And he's just smart. You know, he's a true jiu-jitsu champion. But I love this match. I thought it was fun. I think Nicky Rod's going to come back better than ever. I think Victor Hugo is going to have some big momentum with his match against Luke Griffith, which I also think Victor is going to win. What's up next for Nicky Rod is Nicky Rod versus Kaynan Duarte. I have no idea how that match is going to go. I could see it going either way, but I really doubt that there's going to be a submission in Nicky Rod versus Kaynan Duarte like there was with Victor Hugo versus Nicky Rod. I'm not sure that Hugo could submit Nicky Rod again, but you never know. It was the first time Nicky Rod's ever been submitted via rear naked choke. I think he's only been submitted twice in competition, and both of those were by heel hook versus Kaynan and versus Gordon Ryan. So Nicky Rod's a dog. Lots of people are talking a lot of shit about Nicky Rod because he lost one match against one of the greatest ever, especially one of the greatest ever in the gi, who's becoming one of the greatest ever in no gi. He just kind of doesn't have the titles to back it up yet, but that's why they're called fans. I'm a fan too, but those are casuals. Nicky Rod's amazing. I don't think this should take away from his success at all. He also did win $1 million, so honestly, if he wanted to, he could kind of just retire and fuck off, which is something I honestly would probably do because I like competing, but I like $1 million more, and if I won $1 million, I'd probably stop competing. Anyways, I'm really excited for the next Fight Pass Invitational. Looks like there's going to be Mason Fowler, William Tackett, Mikey Musumeci, and I believe Adele Fornerino are going to be on the next card. I could be wrong about the Adele one. It might be Fionn. I don't know. But it's going to be a good card. Who's number one is the next big thing that's coming up. I believe that's in a month or 3 weeks or who knows. They also announced, like I said, Luke Griffith versus Victor Hugo is coming up. That's really good. Hopefully we can see some of the Pedigo guys competing. Hopefully Pixley gets a match or someone else. I don't really know. But that's it, guys. If you guys like these types of videos, let me know. I know I'm not a sports commentator, but I really am a big jiu-jitsu nerd, and I kind of enjoy doing these non-advice match talking videos, not breakdowns, but match talking videos, because I know we're all fans. Anyways, guys, go ahead and click the links below if you want to learn how to wrestle from me. I have a Patreon where you can start your 7-day free trial and start learning my weekly classes. I have a couple seminars here in this hot-ass hellhole called Florida. I do like Florida, but it's hot as fuck. But links below for my Patreon and links below for my instructionals, or you can go to brandonreeddirects.com/store. Thanks for watching, guys.